Okay, boys, I'm going to be in the back with the motor running in case this doesn't work out. Someone replies, and it won't. Luke, if you don't believe in this, how come you're doing it? Years later, people would say that line captured the spirit of the show. A mix of trouble, humor, and danger. But behind that iconic attitude lived stories most viewers never knew. Among them was the strange moment in 1980, during production of the episode Carnival of Thrills. In the scene, the General Lee jumps over a Plymouth, and right in midair the car briefly appears to transform into a completely different model. The footage stayed in the final cut uncorrected, unnoticed by millions for decades. Even more shocking, the stunt almost killed the driver, marking one of the most dangerous mistakes ever filmed for the series. To understand how the show grew into such a legend, it helps to go back to a small 1975 film called Moonrunners. Writer and director G.Y. Waldron was inspired after learning that a 1958 film called Thunder Road had played in theaters for more than 20 years. People never seemed to tire of stories about moonshiners, southern roads, and fast cars. Waldron had grown up around real moonshine runners in Kentucky. He understood the fear, the thrill, the engines, and the dusty backroads. Moonrunners didn't make Hollywood explode, but a few Warner Brothers executives saw something inside it. In 1977, they asked Waldron to turn it into a TV concept. He wrote a 20-page pitch and cut footage together with narration from country star Waylon Jennings. That homemade tape captured warm humor, danger, and southern charm, convincing the studio to give it a chance. Still, when the show reached CBS in late 1978, executives doubted its future. Only 5 episodes were ordered, meant as nothing more than a mid-season patch for the schedule. But on January 26, 1979, the first episode aired and everything changed. Viewers loved it. Ratings rose so quickly that CBS scrambled to order more. A filler show suddenly became one of the biggest hits on television. Waldron wanted stories about more than crashes and chases. He wanted heart. The Dukes were cousins raised by their uncle, choosing loyalty and doing what was right rather than taking the easy way. Bo, Luke, Daisy, and Uncle Jesse felt like family to viewers, not just characters. That connection, more than the car jumps, kept audiences watching. Casting took 6 weeks, an unusually long process. Waldron wrote fresh scenes for auditions, mixed actors to test chemistry, and waited until every role felt perfect. That effort paid off when John Schneider and Tom Wopat met. Both young, friendly, guitar-carrying country boys, they clicked immediately and would remain best friends for more than 40 years. Their trust bled naturally into every scene. Catherine Bach helped define the show just by showing up differently than expected. Producers had imagined Daisy in conservative clothes, but Bach arrived in cut-off denim shorts believing Daisy should feel modern and confident. Her look changed television fashion and gave birth to the phrase Daisy Dukes. Network censors were so nervous they made her wear flesh-colored pantyhose beneath them. She disliked them, especially in diner scenes, but they remained part of her costume. Denver Pyle, who played Uncle Jesse, had already lived a remarkable life. A World War II veteran and actor with more than 200 credits, he became a mentor to the younger cast. His steady presence grounded the show much like Uncle Jesse grounded the family. The pilot episode pulled in around 22 million viewers. It also featured one of the most legendary stunts the show ever captured, a 16-foot high jump stretching 82 feet across a police cruiser. Stuntman Gary Davis made the jump in one take. The car was wrecked afterward, but the footage appeared in the opening credits for every episode that followed. By 1980, the series ranked among the top shows in America, second only to Dallas. Ratings often exceeded 30 million viewers. While the first episodes were filmed in Georgia, production soon moved to California for more control and easier access to stunt vehicles. Even so, odd quirks continued to slip through. Viewers sometimes noticed a white peacock perched on the boar's nest roof because the crew wasn't allowed to move it. Cars also seemed to heal themselves between shots. With dozens of Chargers cycling through production, maintaining continuity was nearly impossible. In some sequences, old stock footage accidentally showed the wrong driver behind the wheel mid-chase. Fans joked the General Lee possessed magical repair abilities. Sorrel Book, who played Boss Hogg, was nothing like his character in real life. He graduated from Columbia, earned a master's degree from Yale, spoke several languages, and worked in U.S. Army counterintelligence during the Korean War. Although the character looked like a heavy tyrant, Book wore a padded fat suit every day to appear much larger, often needing help to sit or stand. Behind the exaggerated villain was a sharp, gentle man fighting weight and asthma privately. James Best, who played Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane, also fought his own battles, but with producers. In 1980 he became frustrated after rewriting scripts without pay and being denied the chance to direct. Feeling ignored, he walked off the show. Ratings fell and the production realized how important he was. He returned after negotiations, earning proper credit, higher pay, and the directing opportunities he deserved. The General Lee itself became both a hero and a victim of the series. Over 7 seasons, somewhere between 300 and 320 Dodge Chargers were destroyed. Jumps snapped frames in half, and many cars never drove again after filming. The 2005 film wrecked nearly 30 more. When Chargers became scarce, the crew bought look-alike models, even using MC ambassadors painted orange. Helicopters flew over parking lots dropping flyers in hopes of buying more. Prices rose and fans later blamed the show for making Chargers rare collectibles. Inside each car, mechanics built roll cages, modified suspensions, added sandbags or concrete in the trunk to stabilize jumps, and loosen brakes for high-speed spins. No 2 stunt cars were identical. Not every season brought glory. In 1982, Schneider and Wopat walked out over merchandise profits. Their faces were printed on everything from lunchboxes to toy cars, generating hundreds of millions of dollars while they earned none of that revenue. They believed the show needed them more than they needed the show, and they were right. Producers introduced 2 new cousins, Coy and Vance, hoping viewers wouldn't mind. But fans immediately rejected them. Ratings dropped almost 30% in a month, letters demanding Bo and Luke's return flooded CBS, and toy sales collapsed. What was meant to last a few episodes stretched to 19 while negotiations dragged on. When Schneider and Wopat finally returned, Coy and Vance were written out abruptly and never mentioned again. Although the original magic sparked back, the show never fully recovered from the damage. Audience numbers had been cut nearly in half, and the series slowly declined until its 1985 finale. The production itself was rough on its filming locations. After too many crashes tore up land at Golden Oak Ranch, Warner Brothers was forced to move again and purchase new property in Valencia to keep stunts going without restrictions. The freedom allowed even bigger jumps and wilder scenes.